All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the nation of Israel. This is going to be a quick video showing why these Edomites ain't never going to be able to deal in the Bible, man. Because they are too quick to lie all the time, right? And this is a debate. And I believe it's Captain Tazariak that's talking in this video because it sounds like his voice, right? And somebody else did say that they're part of the ISUPK, right? So I believe it's Captain Tazariak that's talking to this guy in the bottom right-hand corner, who's one of those Edomites that likes to mock so-called black people, saying all that we was kangs, stuff like that, right? As if his people don't complain about being a little mermaid. They're complaining that we're making claim to real life events, but they'll cry if there's like 3 so-called black characters in a Batman movie. They'll complain that in the TV show House of the Dragon, they've made one of the houses be a black man with rasta dreads and white rasta dreads, man, and they'll complain about that when that's fictional. So they're complaining about fictional things. Oh, Little Mermaid, Ariel was really a red-headed white woman. Oh man, we was mermaids and shit, yo. They'll complain about that. They'll complain about how Jax in the video game Mortal Kombat went back in time and stopped slavery in a video game, not in real life, in a video game. But really, if that's one of the stains on their society and on their people, surely in a fictional sense, they should be happy that somebody went back and stopped them from doing the wickedness that they did. But really, they like that they did that though. They're happy that they put us in slavery, man. But they're not going to be happy with what the end result of them doing that to us is. They're not going to be happy with what the end result of that crime that they did against the Israelites was, man. Because they're not supposed to believe that we're the Israelites right now. They're supposed to be bold to run their mouth, but really, when you look in these people's eyes, man, and when you see the lengths that these people have to go to lie, they know really that they don't believe that those people in the land of Israel are the chosen and that they're the Israelites, but they don't want to accept that we could be the people. And that's why if you start asking these people who the real Israelites are, they won't have an answer. They'll be certain that we ain't the Israelites. But if you start asking them who all the people are on the earth based on the biblical nationalities, since you're debating the Bible, these people won't have an answer if you say to them, okay, so we're not the Israelites, who are we then? And then they might say some vague, you're Ham and all that stuff. But if you ask them, oh no, prove it, show it with the Bible. Show with the Bible that we're Ham. Show it. Really show us. Right? Because we can see that we match the curses of Deuteronomy 28. But why would Ham match the curses of Deuteronomy 28? Wouldn't Israel match the curses of Deuteronomy 28? And then if you start asking them, okay, you're saying you're not an Edomite, so who are the Edomites then? Since we don't know who the people are that are the Edomites for real, who are they? Okay, you're saying that the Chinese ain't Moab. Okay, who is Moab? Okay, you're saying that the Japanese ain't the Ammonites. Okay, who is then? Who is those people? Who are they? Like, where are they? Since we're wrong about all of these things, show all of the people and tell everyone who they are according to the Bible. Unless, of course, it benefits you for people to not know who they are according to that book. According to the Holy Bible. Now, I'm going to play this, and you'll see that this guy just lies, man. He just blatantly lies and tries to say that the word Jewish is in the Old Testament. What he tries to do is be slick and get another version of the Bible. Right? And I'm going to play it.
You ready to be refuted in a minute? You said that Jew doesn't exist in the...
In a minute, that means you got to be quiet.
You said Jew doesn't exist in the Old Testament. I'm going to show you right here. The word Jew... You said the word Jew wasn't in the Old Testament. That's what you said.
I said Jewish, you simple nigga.
It's right here.
Jewish.
Zechariah 8:23. Zechariah 8:23.
No problem.
See, so he tried to be slick, and you even saw his stupid face change, right? When he was trying to be slick, thinking, Jewish does exist in the Old Testament, though I found it, right? But he had to go to another version to do that. He had to go to another version of the Bible to show that in there, man. He couldn't go to the King James version and show that, but I'm gonna carry on playing anyway, man.
No problem. So when I finished talking, you said you could do it in a minute, which means you would have to be quiet for 60 seconds.
You made your opening statement. You made your opening statement. It's my turn.
You said in a minute.
Yeah. You gotta let Jay go.
Within a minute. I don't mean in a minute. I don't mean it in the black sense of it's been a minute. I don't mean it's been a minute. I mean in 1 minute. I can refute in 1 minute. That's what I mean.
And you're going to Zechariah 8 and 23?
Correct.
And it's going to say Jewish.
Correct. It's on the screen.
Zechariah.
You see, he tried to think he was slick. He tried to be slick, man. Right? These devils think they slick, but they ain't that slick. And let me prove how they ain't slick, man. We're the Israelites, man. We're from Jacob, and we was able to, through slickness, through supplanting, get the birthright. And that's the reason why you people hate our guts, man. And you're never getting the birthright back, by the way. So it doesn't matter how much black hatred you want to put on us and all of these things. It doesn't matter how many memes you want to make of us. It doesn't matter how many so-called black men in Hollywood you're able to make sell out. You ain't never getting the new covenant. You ain't never getting the land of Israel to keep. You're not ever going to be able to fulfill all the things that you want to be able to fulfill, man. And it doesn't matter how many we was kangs, we was Jews, y'all. Doesn't matter how many dumb statements like that you make. You're never going to get what you really desire, man. You're going to get close. But at that moment is when you're going to lose it all. But anyway, let me go back to this, man.
8 and 23 in front of me.
It's on the screen. It's on the screen right now.
You see what I mean? Like this guy really, you can tell that this guy's all on the comment board. He's one of the people that be writing. We was kangs, y'all. He's one of the people that loves to write that on comment boards. And let me just check this comment board right now. And you're going to see a whole bunch of that on this comment board, man. You're going to see a whole watch. I'm sure, I'm almost certain of it, man. Maybe not. Maybe I could be wrong. Okay, here we go. The guy is the definition of we was kangs and shit. We was kings and shit. But then it's funny because you Edomites are the main one. Always trying to make out like you're everything. Every single historical movie about the Bible, you're always using people with English accents, man. And even when it comes to you doing the Egyptians, you want to show the Egyptians as Caucasian, man. When you know damn well that the Egyptians, the ancient Egyptians, were not white. You know that. You know they weren't. You might be able to try and say, oh, the Greek ones were. Okay, but what about the ones before that, man? What about the ones before that? What about the ones of the time frame that we're talking about when we're talking about the story of Moses? What about that? Like all they want to do is try and mock. They try and mock, but because they can't prove it, but they don't understand that this phase that this guy is in now is the Vocab Malone early stages, man. Vocab Malone started off like this, trying to mock, right? But he don't come at the Hebrew Israelites like that now. Now he's starting to realize, damn, Tucker Carlson even was in front of Apostle Dahar. Tucker Carlson was in front of Apostle Dahar, and it might have even been way before I ever spoke to Apostle Dahar. And you know that Vocab Malone, that demon, man, he'd be upset, man, because he ain't as high rank as Tucker Carlson, man, in the world. So he'd be upset if Tucker Carlson ended up being the face of debating the Hebrew Israelites, man, and he'd start phoning in and be like, actually, I'm sorry, Tucker Carlson, you ain't the person that I've been studying about the Hebrew Israelites for way longer before you. You know he would do that, man. He'd get upset, man. He'd really start crying, man, and trying to phone in and try and become friends with Tucker Carlson and be like, oh, you can be the face of the debate, but just allow me to be on the side and I'll give you some extra scriptures and precepts to try and refute. And have you seen my book I made? Barack Obama against the Israelites. Oh, and One West. And one of their guys that they say was John the Baptist, he brought a book out. Anything you need, Tucker. He's one of them weasels, man, just like this worm in the bottom right hand corner. But I'm gonna play this, man, and show how this guy lied, man.
What version are you reading? What version of the Bible are you reading?
We can go to any version you want.
You see what I mean? He said that the word Jewish is in the Old Testament, right? It's clearly not, by the way, right? But then he said it was, and he found a version that it shows it in there, But if you go to other versions of the Bible, earlier versions of the Bible, that's not in there. That's a new phrase, man. That's a new phrase. The ancient Israelites was not calling themselves anything other than their tribe and that they were Israelite. And then they might have said that they were a Jew, meaning that they're from the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. They weren't calling themselves Jewish, right? They weren't saying that, man.
The screen.
I have Zechariah 8 and 23 in front of me.
It's on the screen. It's on the screen right now.
What version are you reading? What version of the Bible are you reading?
We can go to any version you want.
I'm in the King James Version, Zechariah 8 and 23. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take the whole...
You see that there? You see that there? And look at the time, man. Like, right at that point, man, he realized that it's not in there, right? So he's like, oh, man, damn. My pride got the best of me there. Let me go back, man. You see him, like, do a little snicker because he realized that it's not in there and that he's a lying demon, man.
I'm in the King James Version, Zechariah 8 and 23. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take the hold out of all languages of the nations, even shall take the hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, we will go with you, for we have heard that God is with you.
And then now he's trying to mock again. Like, oops. No, listen, man. You said that it says Jewish in there. That's what he said, man, but it don't. And he tried to pick up another version trying to be slick, right? To try and prove his point, man. These people are funny, man.
Oh, that when you said the word Judea, that's where the word Jew comes from? So you refuted yourself.
See, like, these Edomites, they're never going to be able to read from the Bible, man. Never. And that's why when you look at the Church of England, when you look at all the churches that they are in charge of, right? I mean, you look at the world that they're in charge of as a whole, it's against the Bible. So they try and use the Bible to try and prove that we ain't the Israelites and all of these kind of things, right? But if you look at the world that they've created, it is not a world based off God's laws at all, because they're legalizing alphabet stuff, right? They're legalizing perversity, man. They're legalizing a pervert kind of life. They're making it be lawful to be an adulterer. There ain't no law against adultery in this world, right? That don't exist in this world, no law against adultery. That don't exist. You're allowed to be an adulterer in this world, man. You're allowed to be as wicked as you want to be in this world. This world is not against those kind of things. It's not against it, man. It's all for it. And who made this world that we're living in? Because they ain't going to say that we made it unless they're prepared to lie and say that we own the world, right? In order to escape that kind of judgment as well, which would show that they're just as big of a demons as we already know they are, man. Now let me play a bit more and then I'm going to end this.
Your opening statement, in your opening statement, you said Judea in the Old Testament.
Randy, you gotta let us work this out. Randy, you gotta let us...
You just read the verse yourself and made yourself look dumb, dude.
Anybody listening?
How would he have just read the verse and made himself look dumb, dude, when it didn't say the word that you said it says in there? But this is what I mean, man. These Edomites, like, they're so proud. And they really do believe that just because they're that certain skin color, right, that means that they know what they're talking about. The lies that they've been told by their grandparents and by their fathers, right, by their mother, where they've been told that we're just black idiots, right, and that we're just black monkeys, right, and that look at the state of how we're living. Obviously, these people ain't smart because look at how the state they're living. The state that we're living in is caused by the curses, right? And if it's not caused by the curses, then when you Edomites find yourself under the curses, right, because that's where you're going, escape out of it and make yourself look like how you was able to look when you was ruling, right? Make yourself be able to not be a piece of garbage on the ground when you're under the curses. Make yourself be able to go from being the worst nation on the earth to the top nation. See if you're able to do it. Make yourself be able to not be in captivity when Yahweh puts you in there and says that this is your judgment now. Make yourself not be able to do it because you don't even look good now. And there's a scripture in Sirach, the 10th chapter and the 30th verse that says something along these lines. The poor man is honored for his skill and the rich man is honored for his riches. And that's the only reason why anyone really talks to you Edomites, man. right? And then it goes on to say, he that is honorable in poverty, how much more in riches? Meaning that when us so-called black people and Latinos and Native Americans, right, we've been honored in this world based off our skill, right? People have not been able to deny our skill in things that we have skill in. And that's why they'll be racist as hell. But at the same time, they have a basketball jersey with a so-called black man's name on it. They'll be racist as hell, but they'll be trying to make their wife get clammed out by a so-called black man so that they can boast and say, see, he wanted my bird. Like, they're weirdos, man. They're weird. Look at what Adam 22 did, man. Look at what Adam 22 did, and that guy don't like black people really. He just likes them as his slaves to make money off. But look at what he did, the weirdo. You know what I mean? Now these Edomites are lost, man. But when it comes for their time to be in captivity, let's see if they're able to escape, man. I'm not gonna play no more of this video in this video. I'm just gonna watch the rest of this, man, and like just realize how dumb these Edomites are, man, and how quick they are to lie. And if anyone wants to watch the video, the title's there, man. The title's there. This is the guy's name with the channel, right? And you can just have a look, man. Have a listen or whatever. Shalom to the nation of Israel. Shalom.